channel and welcome to October. This is our first official video of the mashup of Vlogtober and Booktober, and I am super excited, and I hope you guys are too. So you see we got like some Halloween decor going on here already. You can see a little bit of it in this corner. Don't worry, because of course, you guys, I'm gonna show you everything, right? So I was thinking about what I was gonna read this month, and typically, lately, you guys know I've changed up how I choose my books for the month. Initially, I was literally reading them in the order that I bought them, which was great, but because for me, I get like decision fatigue sometimes, so I'm like, okay, what book? And then I'm sitting there for like 30 minutes trying to figure out what book I'm gonna read. But I was like, you know what? There's some other books that I kind of want to switch it up. So I started doing like a random number generator, and that's been really great because I've just been able to have my books randomly chosen for me. But this month, the month of October, I was like, you know what? There's some books on this shelf that I really want to get into in October. So I went ahead and pulled this stack. This may not be the entire stack because this is 7 books now, let's be honest. I finally got to 10 books, so I'm not even going to act like I'll be reading like 20-some books. But right now, I do have 7. I may add to the list. But these are, as of today, as I pick these off my shelf, the 7 books that I really want to get into this month. So I felt like they were like perfect, and they definitely gave like Halloween vibes. And, well, okay. All I read are thrillers, mysteries, and like horror books. So everything gives Halloween vibes. But these are ones I was like, I definitely want to read in October. So I'm going to go ahead and share my list with you guys. The first one is by my guy. The Only Good Indians is by Stephen Graham Jones. So I got to say something. I'm real kind of salty, okay? But I had to realize I couldn't be super salty because there's a reason I can't participate that's amazing. And we'll talk about that. But Stephen Graham Jones is actually going to be in Charleston. He is doing a book meet and greet for his new book that came out, which is in my list. So we're going to talk about it. With the bookstore I'm always talking about. And I always say it wrong. Iterate bookstore. But I'll be in Disney. So I'm not mad. I was mad because when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I get to meet him. And then I looked at the dates, and it's a 2-day event. And like literally we leave on the first day. So I'm not going to get to meet Stephen Graham Jones, but I'm still pulling out his books. Now, when I bought this book, the woman working at the bookstore said that this was completely different from, and for those of you who don't know, Stephen Graham Jones wrote the Indian Lake trilogy. Why do I feel like I'm so far? Hold on, wait a second. I don't know why I feel like I'm just like super far over in this video. Okay. I was like all over the side. I was just crushing Mickey here. Okay, so let me focus, right? So he wrote, I'm focused, the Indian Lake trilogy, which is like one of my favorite like sets. I love every single one of them. I love Jade. So love her. So I'm excited to read something else. That's all I've read by him. She told me that this is completely different from that. This one is more about like American Indian, like folklore, stuff like that, where the Indian Lake trilogy was about horror, like your typical horror movie slasher type thing. So I'm really excited to read this one, and I felt like this would be a great month to read it. The next one is horror movie. This one is by Tremblay. I heard it's really good. It actually just came out as well. And this one, I don't want to read too much of the back because I got them a while ago, so I'm trying to remember what they're about so I can kind of go in there blind. But this one, I believe, if my memory serves me correct, is about, I'm going to look at it. Hold on. Yes, they're making like this movie, and like all these crazy things just start happening. So I heard this is a really good one. So horror movie is another one that I'm going to be reading this month. Now this one is called The California Butcher. This is like about like a serial killer that is like attacking people in Sacramento. So modern day version of Sacramento, deeply flawed people search for love while a serial killer stalks the state of California. So that's what this one is about. And I was like, first of all, it just looks it looks like October. It looks like Friday the 13th. Like, I feel like this is definitely giving the vibes. I don't know why, but the book feels, I don't think he's an indie author. It just feels indie, and it makes it even more spooky for me for some reason. Now, the words in here are kind of small, but they're like in the center of the page. So I've never read anything by this author or Paul Tremblay, so I'm actually really excited. I think this stack has a lot of people I haven't read books by, because I don't always like, there are some people I keep going back to. Like, clearly I've read something by Stephen Graham Jones. You know, I love the Thursday Murder Club series, but for the most part, I'm always reading new authors. To me, they may not have just come out. Now, I do have those people that I go back to, because it's great to have those people, because sometimes you need to go to a familiar person that you know is going to give you a hit. But a lot of times I am always reading like people I've never read before. So never read these two and excited. And then this is the book that Steven gonna be talking about, y'all. I Was a Teenage Slasher. So I'm thinking this is gonna give more vibes like the Indian League trilogy, because it's about slashers and things like that. Really excited to read this. I didn't even know he had a new book coming out. Like, I got All the Good Indians, and I know that's an older one, like months ago, like in July. I was in May when I got that one, so that was in July. And then maybe it was like the end, like after I got back in July, or maybe like, well, no, it would have probably been the end of July. I walked into the bookstore and she was like, oh, this book is out. It just came out today. And I saw who wrote it. And I was like, absolutely, I'm buying it. So very excited to read this one. If you can get down to Charleston, it's going to be the 15th and the 16th. Go see them. Now, this one I was really excited about, because it is definitely giving, I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's a Stephen King movie. But when they aired it aired as like a TV movie. So you can't actually, because I've looked, you can't buy the movie. And I can't remember what it's called. But it takes place on this island. And basically there was a demon. Like this this person killing people. But it was a really good movie. Like, I loved it. I saw it as a kid and I was freaked out, because the I'm a Little Teapot was like a song that somebody would sing when he was about to come. I don't know if y'all can remember the name. Storm of the Century. There we go. Storm in the freaking Century. But anyway, I say all that. When I saw this cover, like, that's the movie I thought about. So it's called Small Town Horror. It's by Ronald Malfi. I cannot remember what this is about at all, but I know it's going to take place in a small town. And yeah. It's going to take place in a small island town. So I was like, okay, this just gives all the Halloween vibes. The next one on my list is Someone in the Attic. I actually just bought this when I was with my family in Ann Arbor. So you're kind of getting a little cheat of what an upcoming like vlog is going to be about. But this is one of the books I picked up there. It's called Someone in the Attic. It is your like, ooh, someone's in my house. That typical kind of thriller. So very excited about that one. And this one is by Andrea. And then the last one I have on my list that I want to read in this month is Not What She Sees by Yasmin Angoe. She is actually, and I have no idea, I can't remember. I don't think I ever read what the book was about, and I'm going to leave it that way. But she is actually a Black author, and when it comes to like thriller, mysteries, and horror, I don't really see a lot of like Black authors. Like, I feel like in other genres you can actually find other authors a little bit easier, but I don't really know a lot of Black authors that do thrillers, mysteries, and horror. But I have read, and her name is escaping me right now, Alyssa Cole. I read Alyssa Cole's When No One's Watching. Absolutely love that book. I actually have another Alyssa. I thought I put her on my list. Maybe I didn't put it on my list. I thought I did, but who knows? I might decide to pick it up. But I was excited to find Yasmin, because not only is she a Black thriller author, but she's actually from South Carolina as well. I don't know specifically if she is from Charleston. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So she's no. She's first generation Ghanaian American, and she lives in South Carolina. So I don't know if she was necessarily born in the state of South Carolina, but she does live in South Carolina. So I was like, of course I have to pick her up because she's a local artist as well. And it's always cool to get kind of the black side of thriller, horrors, and mysteries. So, you know, I'm excited about that one. So here are the books that I am reading for this month for sure. These 7 books are going on my TBR for the month of October. I'm very excited. These are, like I said, just the ones that I was literally sitting down and I was like, you know what? For this month, I don't want to do the random number generator. I really just want to go to my shelf and pick the ones that I'm just like, that looks like it's going to be a nice little October Halloween vibe read. So that's what I did when I picked these, even though everything, because it might be like, girl, all you read are thrillers, mysteries, and horrors, but there are just some books that I look at the cover and I'm like, yep, I think I should read you in October. Just like during, December, I like to, last year I could only find one, but I want to find like those holiday horrors, thrillers, and mysteries. So same thing with October, just finding those ones that really scream October. So that's what this list is. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the very first Vlogtober, Booktober. We're gonna have some vlogs. We're gonna have bookish videos. We're gonna have all that this month. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I'd love to hear what you guys are planning on reading this month. And like I said, this is just, the books that I am, I know I want to try to get in, but I might change it up. I might add a few more. So we'll see when I do my book wrap up what I actually read. So thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. Thank you guys so much. For those of you who are new, my name is Sarah Sho'Shanna. Thank you for coming. Stick around to all the things so you never miss any videos. And for those of you who are returning, thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching my videos. I really do have a lot of fun doing these, so it's good to see that people, want to stick around and watch them and everything like that. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.